And that's the biggest thing. And some people do accept it and they look into it, but some people don't want to look at the reality of what things really are. It's like, and I think that's the hard part of people to kind of like really look at themselves. And it's like, am I really fighting for freedom and to defend America, or am I in an organization that is just meant to continuously push war
Right.
and like push all this like alphabet soup like stuff into other countries and completely destabilize, so then that way other countries can make more profit, like, which is
Not
really
just
what it is.
countries, it's the corporations, it's the
Yeah.
transnational corporations. But
Yeah.
like kind of I think back to something earlier too as well that I find sort of challenging is like I know like one guy at my church recently joined, and it hadn't really talked to me, and it was only a guy I saw there a few times, and I wondered if he'd asked me what I would say, because at the same time too, like you're going to be lining up with some solid people, but with all the Skittles people though too as well, and that type of stuff. I mean, NATO, and I think Ukraine's a prime example, but NATO has said flat out, like, our job as part of NATO is to promote that agenda. They've just flat out blatantly
Slava
said,
Ukraine, bro.
Slava,
We'll
bro.
take our Skittles. Take the Skittles.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing that's kind of hard, because then, okay, but what else do guys have nowadays? That's what's hard, because I know that helped me in certain ways too, the challenge of it and stuff like that. And I don't know that in the over feminized world, what the outlet is for guys. I struggle with that because I talk to some of the other guys at church about this at times as well, because you see the younger guys coming in and they're looking for that. And obviously we're trying to help on some of that, because I mean, how many guys too, they don't even have fathers as well. They're very, not only is society feminized, but they're raised by mom, and I know the military could, I don't know now that it does, but at least at one point and even that very recently offered a counterbalance type, but I don't know that even exists any longer. And I don't know, like that's something I struggle with, because I know that this is needed, and I'm not sure where else they can get some of this stuff. And that's what's
really
hard
tough.
for me.
For sure. I have younger brothers, so I think about that a lot. Is and they, their dad isn't around either, so it's tough for them. But that's one role I think that the church does fill, is that that community, and like we have a brotherhood at our church. Those kind of things are really good for especially young men to have. To be around older masculine men, to do activities together and stuff, to see what a real man does and what's expected of them and things like that.
And I agree with you on that, but I guess my thing is, like, there's not everybody's in the church too as well.
Yeah,
and maybe they're going to find their way, and I do agree. I mean, because somebody even said build the church. I agree. I'm always so inclined to like be a smart ass. So excuse me.
No, go for it.
No. But I mean, it is the way that, I mean, that's the truth. But like, there's this whole other group of guys that maybe will be a part of the church, but how do you save them that they're not in the church? We could
just start a fight club, dude. Let's just start a fight club.
Yeah, that's good. Let's do Fight Club. Let's do some of that nihilism.
Yeah. Speaking of which, what a great segue. I've heard you guys talk about nihilism, the Ubermensch, Nietzschean type spirit being very prevalent in the military. Could you guys speak on that? What are your experiences on that? And is that sort of a recurring thing that you've noticed, the sort of nihilism and Nietzschean type thinking?
Yeah, it really is, because there's a lot of guys.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember, because I remember too, like there was a guy that was running around Instagram and he put a book out, and it was like this whole manosphere kind of book. I don't remember what it is, because I ended up ordering it just because I was curious what was inside of it. And it was so pro Nietzsche. And I saw a lot of people posting this guy's stuff, because, it's like the people that go around. I didn't realize kind of, the Christ, you're a Christ cuck. You're right. A Christ cuck, bro.
Yeah.
It really, like, it's so individualistic. It's so Luciferian, and it's so, and that's what's always so interesting too when it comes to Nietzsche, because Nietzsche really appreciated Dostoevsky, and so that Dostoevsky was the best psychologist he'd ever seen. And I read a lot of Dostoevsky before I became Orthodox, which I think probably really helped to provide a basis for that. But it's that competitive degeneracy, because I mean, you get rid of God, and you don't really like, yeah, okay, there's chaplains in the military, but you're not, it's not really promoted in a lot of ways, that aspect of it. And you promote all
Being
of
good,
these.
being strong, all that stuff is more valued, right? Like, how strong are you? Are the best of the best, right? That kind of mentality, will to
Yeah.
power.
Yeah. And I mean, and I'm not sure that that's always 100% wrong, but
Right.
when it's tied together with a very secular backbone, then it's wrong. That's where the challenge really lays in it. Because, I mean, the thing is, too, dude, like you had mentioned, you asked, I mean, I don't know how many times, honestly, and again, like I got involved in doing things with women, and the reason why I was doing stuff and things like that was just to impress my boys. It wasn't really like, I mean, yeah, there was probably a part of it too where I was like, oh, cool. But I mean, for the most part, it was just trying to competitively impress others. And it's a very reinforced kind of thing. What do you think,
Right.
Doc?
Yeah, there's a big pressure of just kind of trying to be this manly man, I guess, you know what I mean? And it's just like, who can, like, even for me, when I went through corps school and like my initial training as a corpsman, like my chief, he was this retired guy, and he was always telling me, he's like, yeah, it's like, you want to drink more than them, you're gonna run more than them, you're gonna carry more than them, you know what I mean? And just like, I kind of took it to heart, where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna be better than them at literally everything. So you go in with that mentality, because it's like, for us, for like me as a corpsman, it's like I was not just like the medic or whatever. It was also, I was mom, dad, like a chaplain, like giving them life advice and all kinds of stuff. So I had
Right.
to be able to hang with the boys, because if I couldn't hang, then you couldn't be trusted, and that was the
Yeah.
reality of things. So like, you do
Dude.
get coaxed into a lot of things like that, or
I can see
you
that
know,
for sure. Yeah, you need to earn respect for sure by the people.
yeah.
Well,
And it's like, and if you can't hang, then yeah, and if they lose all trust in you, then you're done for. And it's like,
Yeah.
and they understand that there's a lot at risk, because it's like, yeah, realistic. We went to war. You know what I mean? Well, kind of, sort of, but you know what I'm saying. And it's like, we understand the reality of things, that it's like, we also kind of push each other to a point where it's it's downright like criminal sometimes. But if you don't push yourself past a certain point, then it's like, because the enemy at any given point, like, you don't know, you're going to be tired, and it's when you're tired and exhausted when things go bad.